What if the thing that tips the season isn't flashy at all, just a tough, veteran piece that lets your stars play faster and your defense breathe when it matters most? Hold that thought, because there's a reason this building feels a little louder right now. You know that Monday night weight feeling. The whole day moves slow, coffee tastes different, and you're tapping your phone like the game can start early if you hit refresh enough times. I was thinking about that because the Lions just played the kind of game that tells you who they want to be in December: physical at the line, disciplined on the edges, and mean on second effort. And yet, here's what grabbed me afterward. The organization didn't stand still. They kept pushing. That's the mark of a team that knows windows don't wait. Here's what we're going to walk through tonight, without jumping the gun. The adjustments that travel in January. The kind of player Detroit is poking at right now. What that means for the rotation next to Aiden Hutchinson. And why one banged-up warrior in the middle might have just earned a permanent corner of Detroit hearts. No spoilers yet, but stick around, because this isn't just a footnote. It might be the exact kind of move that pays off when the air is thin, and every snap is heavy. Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report. If you ride with this team the way we do, hit subscribe, ring that bell, and drop a like so this hits more Detroit diehards before kickoff. Around here, we break down what actually changes games, not just what trends on a Monday. Quick detour, because I need to know where you're at. Favorite kickoff window? I'm a Sunday at 1 traditionalist. Church with the family, grab a pie on the way home, maybe a Culver's run, set the remote on the table, and let the game take over the living room. If I had to rank the rest, Sunday night next, then the late Sunday slot, then Thursday, and yeah, Monday is last. Waiting all day is rough, but when you get a real contender in a prime window, worth every minute, back to the field. The identity is crystal. Detroit wants January football that travels win the line, owns situational downs, and finish drives. To do that against top offenses, you need one thing in particular on defense: an adult on the edge opposite, Hutchinson, who can live at 5'10" and reduce inside, hold up versus power, and still give you a little juice on passing downs. That's not a fantasy build. It's the glue guy who lets everything else lock into place. You saw the staff already toy with that template. Tyler Lafey kicked inside and outside like a true big N last week. And while the box score won't set off fireworks, the tape shows why they like the idea: strong hands, heavy shoulders, gap honesty. But this league is a depth arms race. You don't want to find out in January that you're one body short when a team starts hammering duo into your key gap. You build the answer now. And yes, we need to talk about the heartbeat in the middle, because sometimes the season gives you a snapshot you can't fake. A battered and bloodied linebacker calling the defense, guys feeding off it, coaches nodding without saying a word. That's how cultures cement. Jack Campbell didn't need a mic to make the point. He just kept lining up, diagnosing, striking, and getting everyone set. Those are grown man snaps. So here's the promise for the rest of this video. We'll put a name to the edge conversation. We'll map his role in Detroit's packages. We'll talk cost, calendar, and what it does or doesn't do to the kid's snaps. Then we'll come back to Jack Campbell and why his tape matters to this move more than folks realize. Ready? All right, door open. Detroit has brought in veteran defensive end Quinton Jefferson for an official workout. That's the name. That's the profile. Not a savior, not a headline grabber, an inside-outside big. And at about 290, who has lived real, snaps in this league, and can play the exact brand of unsexy football that matters in the cold. Let's unpack the fit before anyone gets carried away. Jefferson's best years have always shown the same traits. Initial pop to knock a tackle off balance, a sturdy anchor against down blocks, and just enough interior rush to make a guard honest on third and medium. He's not going to win like a bendy 250-pounder on the high side. He wins by setting the edge at 5, long arming the shoulder, and squeezing the lane until the back has to bounce in to help. That's January tape. That's how you get off the field on second dash and dash 6 dot in Detroit's world. He projects as the guy who lets you stay in your base front against heavier personnel without losing pass viability. Put him opposite Hutch, walk a backer up, let Allen McNeil do Allen things. And suddenly your four-man rush feels like five because the pocket can't climb. And when offenses try to widen you with splits and quick game, a veteran like Jefferson doesn't chase. Ghost, he plays through the man and makes offenses hate. Second dash and dash 9 dot the comp here with Tyler. Lacey isn't about replacing the kid. It's about duplicating the role so you're not one injury from changing who you are. Lacey's inside rep last week showed he can hold water and be assignment sound. Jefferson, at his best, gives you the same map with a little more seen it before in the detailed screen-sniffing down block feel. The cheap hand fight that keeps you clean as the back cuts through. Let's be honest about the range of outcomes. On the upside, he's a snappier who raises your floor. Steals you 3 or 4 first downs a game by killing the run early. And pockets 2 or 3, that's a veteran, plays a nightmare to boot. Bat the slant, chase the reverse into the sideline. On the downside, if the legs aren't there, he's just another jersey in the rotation, and you burn a roster spot you might want for special teams. That's why workouts matter. That's why staffs put hands on guys and see if the twitch is real. Contractually, this is the kind of move you can thread without torching flexibility, veteran-friendly structure, per-game roster bonuses, maybe small incentives for playtime or sacks. The cap sheet can breathe. The draft future stays intact. And you keep the powder dry for a bigger swing later if the board says you need it. Now circle back to Campbell, because this is where the puzzle clicks. When your mic is seeing everything and playing with violence, you earn the right to invest in boring. Boring is beautiful on the edge. Boring means your backer can stay square instead of covering for a missed spill. Boring means your safety fits are cleaner. Boring means the other team's play caller burns the good stuff early and lives on crumbs late. Jack Campbell playing like a green dot grown-up is exactly why a Jefferson type makes sense right now. Let's talk packages, because that's the fun part. Base versus 12. Hutch at 7, Jefferson at 5, McNeil shade, Lacey, or a second big inside at 3 live with it. Squeeze the C-gap. Dare them to earn yards. Nickel versus 11. Hutch wide. Slide Jefferson into 4-eye. Bring a creeper pressure from the slot and trust the back end behind your stunt rules. Long yardage? Hutch one side. A fastball stand-up on the other. Jefferson reduces and bullies the B-gap while you run games with the tackle. None of this is complicated. All of it is football that shows up in the fourth quarter. What about the young guy's snaps? Here's the truth. If a veteran keeps you on schedule on early downs, everybody eats. Your speed packages get cleaner. Your 3rd and 5 call sheet gets longer. Your rookies play faster because they're not bailing water. Development lives where structure lives. A move like this doesn't bury a kid. It builds a runway. Culture check matters. And Jefferson's reputation across the league has been steady. Pro's pro, knows his assignments, no drama, plays through bumps. That tracks with what Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn have built. This staff doesn't collect jerseys. They collect roles. If the workout confirms the juice is there, the rest is just fit and language. Zoom out to January. The teams at last share the same boring superpower, first down control. They steal it with edges who don't guess, interiors who don't move, and linebackers who don't blink. Detroit has the linebacker. They have the star edge. They have the interior bully. What they're shopping for this week is to hinge the piece that lets the door close the same way every time. Even when the wind kicks up. Now, a quick word on the psychology. Signing a veteran at this spot isn't an admission of weakness. It's respect for the marathon. Guys get nicked. Game plans change week to week. You want a room where the standard doesn't fall off when you rotate. You want the voice in the huddle to sound the same in the first quarter and the last. That's what a seasoned big end does. He stabilizes, and because I can already hear it, why not swing big at a pass rush star? Remember the calendar. There's a time to go hunting in the headline aisle. There's also a time to tune the engine so the car can actually use the horsepower it already has. If the right blockbuster shows up, you pick up the phone. But a team that can win first down without help is a team that makes every other decision easier. Let me hear your take before we land the plane. Do you like the idea of adding a veteran big end to keep the identity intact? Or would you rather save the spot for a developmental pass rusher with more juice? How did you feel about Lacey's inside-outside reps? And what did you see from the front seven that tells you where this defense is headed? And hey, rank your kickoff windows in the comments too. I'm reading them. My personal opinion. I would sign the veteran if the workout shows real pop and the price stays team-friendly. Because this is exactly the small, boring upgrade that turns close wins into routine ones. And yes, that's speculation, not confirmation.